Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Jurassic World Evolution 2 Biodome Park. In the last video we did our underwater lab research area, kind of inspired by Jurassic Park the game. All the ichthyosaurus are absolutely freaking out because of all the buildings down there, but that's okay. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've realised, so we've got 4 biodomes up there, we've got 3 down here, so we're going to do another one over here, but I don't quite know what that's going to be at this point in time. So what I thought we're going to do is we're going to have 4 biodomes here, 4 biodomes there, a little area there for our tour, but then we're going to do like a grander tour beginning bit over here on the right hand side, which will not be contained in a biodome, because one of the bigger suggestions I got, actually the most common suggestion I got in the last video as to what you folks want to see next, was a volcanic themed habitat. Now the problem with that, of course, is that with the biodome you are very, very limited in terms of how high or low your terrain can go. You inside an aviary, you really can't move your terrain very much whatsoever. So, let me just try something. Let me just try something here. So, I'll show you the problem, right? Let me just build a slightly. No, that's fine. So if we grab, I've just had a theory, okay? If we grab this, and you see what I mean. If we go inside, that's as high as it can go. You're not really going to manage, even if you lower around the outside. That's not going to be a volcano, right? That's going to look a little bit silly. Okay, however, just as a little test, if we grab this, N, and then we press B, and we hover it just a little bit, so that's hovering just a tiny bit off the ground, I wonder if that will... No. Okay, what if I hover it a little... I'm just curious as to, like, what point does the hovering... Because, I mean, we can justify that. I can put some rocks around there. That wouldn't be a big deal. At what point... No, so it's just relative. I think there's like a something in there. There's a line in the aviary that basically says you cannot go above this point, and that's not going to work. So what we're going to do instead is do an outdoor habitat, kind of like the introduction where you first get into the tour track and you go around a volcano, and then you I think you're meant to be in here, buddy. Thank you. So you go around the volcano a little bit, and then that kind of like introduces you to the whole thing, and then you move off into the biodomes itself, because that'll let us keep it nice and symmetrical as well. I do still need suggestions, however, for this over here. I've got no idea what's that final biodome going to be, the last one of the entire park. Let me know in the comment section down below. So let's grab our invisible fences for this, and we're gonna, of course, as we have been doing for a lot of this playthrough, do something a little bit inspired by Prehistoric Planet, and we're gonna kind of bring this quite close in as well. I think that might be a cool idea to kind of have this linking in like so with the actual park, since we've got a bit of room. Oh, not that far though, you cheeky little player. And so that's going to go over there. And this whole area, we're going to do a big old habitat, because I don't see why we wouldn't. And we need enough room for the volcano probably over there, where we've got the most space. But yeah, sorry this has been a little while. Like I said, I've been away, yada yada yada, in Disneyland. I had a very weird comment last time. Someone said, why would you go to Disneyland? I went there last week. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't know what you want from me here, buddy. Okay, it's probably time as well that we started thinking about this tour track and actually having that exist. So this is probably a good thing anyway. Plus, I think it'll be cool to have an area where, so if you're walking around over here, you can actually see the dinosaurs, yada yada yada. Okay. What kind of tour track do I want? Oh, Jurassic Tour. I was hoping Jurassic Tour would also have a concrete one, you know, like the Jurassic Park vehicles do, the Ford Explorers, but unfortunately not the case. So, let's build ourselves a big ol' volcano. This is, of course, somewhat inspired... I guess it isn't, because you folks all commented about this last week, but my build, or my version of it, is going to be inspired by the fantastic... I cannot for the life of me remember who made it. I'm very sorry about that. But somebody made a volcano as part of that Raptor experience that we did a tour of the other day, and you can watch that on the channel if you haven't already. It's quite large, that. it's thinking, it's Mount Sibo, you know? We need a Mount Sibo. Now, the trick, of course... Yeah, here we go. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna soften the top a little bit. It's looking a little bit janky. See over there. Yeah, already I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna do a little work around the edges just to make it feel more like it's like a big rocky outcrop that's sort of blended in to the environment. Oh, also what we're gonna do, got to keep in mind, so we need to find a way. How do I get out of the habitat? You go around the volcano and then down there maybe, so we need to keep this area just down here. So you're gonna go round, tell you what, let's do track now, that'll help. Because obviously, I mean, I say you can't, but I mean, the tour track can apparently just go straight up the hill. I don't want it to, though. That'll look a bit safe. But something like this, maybe. And then I can maybe cut out... It should go all the way around to here. And then cut out there, and then in it goes. And we'll work on that next time. That's a future me problem. I'm a little scared about all of that still. It's not down that radius. And, yes, I just want to... make this feel a little bit more like it's not, you know, it shouldn't just be the straight up rock like it is right now. It should blend. Will it blend? Let's find out. I know it's looking a bit weird, but we're gonna fix it. Oh, that's proving really annoying. Come on, beautiful. I know what I'm trying to do. It's just not quite doing it. It's getting there though. It's getting there. Okay, and then we're gonna lower. Whoa, and you cheeky little blighter. Okay, it's looking better, it's looking better. Need to blend that bit in a bit as well. You'll realise I've got this weird effect going on. I think it's because I've got the NVIDIA... I can't remember, I always forget what it's called. DLRLSOPQ. Something like that. Let me check the settings. Graphics. DLSS. Which should really be on quality. DLSS is like an upscaling technology. It's really useful if you've got like a lower... I don't know why I'm using it considering my PC is a bit of a monster, but if you've got like a lower quality PC and you've got an NVIDIA card, it's really, really useful for playing fancy games. It's pretty cool that Frontier added it. Right, that's a sexy looking volcano, if I do say so myself. That looks really cool. But we are not done quite yet. Now I've been just thinking about, I've probably made a mistake here, but let's reduce this. Because we're going to base this a little bit off Prehistoric Planet, right? Not too much, I'm not going to go crazy. I've gone balls to the wall about it. But the volcanic scene in Prehistoric Planet is known for, I'd say, one thing in particular, which is the, well, it's the Oloro Titans. They're walking along this kind of volcanic searing ridge with these sort of steams of vent popping up at the sides. That's what it sounds like. So you're aware. So it's going to be an Oloro Titan habitat. We're going to bring in some other random ones, but I do want this to be quite... It's difficult. I want it to be quite a sharp edge, but also at the same time look natural. So we're gonna dash around like so with the flatten tool, and that really helps give you a sort of more natural yet still sharp shape. What are these hot tips I'm dropping on you folks? And then what I think we'll do is we'll lower the sides a little bit, create a little, not too much, a little bit more than that, and create a little bit of a pit around the outside as well. Around the outside. Which, you know, is always a good idea in a zoo habitat of any form anyway, because it makes it easier for your guests to see inside and see your critters. And they'll make this thing more noticeable. It kind of does look like... I don't know, it's kind of like a... what am I thinking of? A little, you know when you're like growing a potato or something? Or you're growing anything and you've got like the seed and then the first sort of shoot begins to come out of it. It looks like that. I was going to say it looks like a penis, but I feel like everything... I always say everything looks like a penis, and I realise if I had a therapist, they'd probably have something to say about that, so I'm gonna try to stop. Alright, cool. Right, let's throw some texture on here and see how that's going to look. I'm going to hit play as well, because the game makes much nicer noises if you hit the play button. Okay, looking cool, looking cool. Now we want this to be rocky as well, but with a little bit of green, a little bit of dirt. Might even put some, mix it up a little bit. Maybe we'll put some water in here. That's a cool beans idea. Just to give it a little bit of texture differentiation across both sides. How's everyone doing? Everyone good? Let me know. I hope everyone's having a lovely time. That's all I've got for you, folks. This is my witty banter for this segment of the video. It does look bizarre, doesn't it? I mean, it's growing on me. It's growing on me. This is a slightly weird thing. The problem is I need to keep this relatively soft because that's where the track goes along. Maybe when we get some rocks and trees in the rough area, it'll look better. Let's find out. Let me do a little bit. Let's drop that down. And I'm going to keep some grass around the... We're going to have a nice bushy base, basically. So, there are two main ways we can do this. There's the clever way and the stupid way. So, we're going to do the clever way. Unfortunately, these floodlights are basically the only way to do this. Because if we use the... let me just... Oh, they're flattening, aren't they? That's fine, we'll fix that later. Let me just dash these around and we'll see what it looks like. Let's just go from there. What the hell? I mean, that's already pretty cool. You can kind of see the floodlights a little bit, so we'll fix that. But the problem is they don't cast much light upwards, right? So it's quite difficult to have it so that you can see the light and not see the floodlight. You can do it, but it's very, very small. The amount of light they're casting in an upwards direction. You see what I mean? It's mainly out to the sides, which makes sense, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit of a shame. I mean, it looks pretty cool. What you could also do, of course, is use the... That's what we're going to try next, actually. So I've got a slightly alternate plan. Delete all these. This is the alternate plan that I kind of suggested in the other video. So what we're going to do, we're going to flatten the inside of this, first of all, just make life a little easier. I want this to be... Oh, it looks really cool in there, actually, texture-wise. This has to be quite close to the top, or this is not going to work. Okay, and obviously we need to bring up this side a little bit more. Lovely. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to grab our decos, we're going to grab our fire sticks. Someone suggested like having sunken vehicles in the other habitat and stuff like that. I like the idea of bringing in some vehicles here and there, thanks to this fantastic vehicle selection we now have. But for now, we're going to grab fire stick, and we're just going to bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, so I think that will work. Maybe this needs to be deeper. Maybe this is volcano where you can't see the light unless you look inside the volcano. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower, we're going to bring those up, bring that down, bring that up, about there. I'm going to flatten down there. A little bit deeper maybe. Because if I'm not worrying about the light being visible from the outside, now I just need to worry about how it looks from the inside. And I'm going to skip forward this a little bit. I'll time-lapse it because this is going to take ages. But I'm just going to try to put a bajillion of these Jurassic Park columns in the pit. So here we go. I'm going to save the game first. And then I'll go. Just in case something terrible breaks in the process. Okay, folks. We have a slight problem in that this looks rubbish. The main issue is that this looks stupid, so we're gonna reload the save, and there's a good reason that the person who made the Raptor Theatre didn't use the flames. It's because it looks dumb, so we're gonna fix that. And we're not gonna speak at this moment again, are we? No. So much time. It wasn't really. It was about 3 minutes, but, you know, it's such a boring 3 minutes. I couldn't go and tab and open up my Spotify, and I felt my brain just melting away. It just looked dumb, and it was never going to look good. I think the only way it's ever going to look good is if you could literally get it so every single spot was covered by flame. No gaps at all, and that's going to take hours, probably. And I do not have that level of patience, or time, or will, or hat. Because I look bad in hats. That might not seem important, but during the world's longest loading screen, you have to invent things to say. I'm going to put some cream on my hands. You can join me for this exciting journey. I started, I've been working out lately again properly. I've been working out for ages, but I kind of upped my, my sets a little bit. And it's getting to the point with some of the weights. I realised we're now back in game and I can't do anything because I've got creamy hands. But we're kind of at this point now where just the sheer, oh no, I'm sticky. The sheer weight of the bar on your hands kind of like shreds your skin a little bit. So my hands need a little bit of care and attention. Right. So that was a very weird little segue we just went down. Flashlights, right, I'm going to stick them here. I mean, that's enough. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is what I should have done from the start. Is just do this, right? Okay, that one hasn't done anything. What about this one? Okay, this is very strange. But I don't want it to flatten everything again. I don't really want them to be visible, though. So maybe what... I don't know how I'm going to combine those two factors together. I think the problem is... You can't do that. Really is the problem. You can, but then what we'd have to do is have quite an unnatural looking... It's because the volcano ridge is kind of uneven, right? So there's like low parts and high parts. And in the high parts, you can't see the camera, the lights, but in the low parts, you can. And that looks okay. You can see them, but I don't know. I'm gonna lower some of them a little bit down. I think part of the problem really is just that it's too big. You know what I mean? Like the volcano itself is humongous, so this works less good. It'll do for now. It looks like a bloody volcano. Let's get some lights into the habitat as well. We've been doing that in our actual biodomes, and maybe this is like, you know, it's like markers for the Oloro Titans to follow, so they can go and hang out in the forest over there. It's like the North Star. It's like Gondor calling for aid. Yada yada. Because they're going to want to follow these lights here, right? But these are like their actual directionality lights. This is the way to go. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. And let's grab... Well, let's make it back to daytime, first of all. We'll do a little dusk hangout as well. Dusk is cool. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's get some dinosaurs. That's a good idea. I like dinosaurs. What is it? Oh, yeah, diamond shut up. So, we want some more Laura Titans. I've completely forgotten what they look like in the show. And that's less fun anyway. So, we're going to just go random on this one. Get some nice colour variation. And I had a specific request in the last video. Cannot remember from who. We're going to do two sets of these. The Oloro Titan should be the dominant dinosaur for this habitat. Oh, we can airlift them in. Oh, life just got 1,000 times easier. Amazing. Yeah, it is. You transport my assets. Somebody requested in the last video Nigersaurus, and I'm going to follow through on that as well, because why not? And let's get one more. Right, we need a carnivore. I like to always have a carnivore in there. We've got a Laura Titan, we've got Nigersaurus. What carnivore would live in a volcanic... Carnotaurus has that kind of rough and ready... Yeah, let's go Carno. I think I've already decided. Has that kind of rough and ready... tough boy kind of aesthetic, you know what I mean? How many do I get? 2 to 5. That's a big old bunch of Carnos. Get those sent over as well, and then I'm pretty happy. We need some rocks. If I was a rock, I would be here. What tropical? Isn't there like scorched? Yeah. The problem with the scorched ones is that they're teeny tiny. Even the biggest scorched rock is not a large rock. You know what I mean? And the tropical rocks have largely the same vibe in that they are basically the same color anyway. So I tend to just use tropical personally. If you're trying to do like a big area. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. Just shoving things in and hoping for the best. We've all been there, folks. We've all been there. Do like a little intro bit here where you first enter the habitat. That is that's a little rough. We'll have to take a look at that. The problem with putting rocks on the volcano itself, as I am doing, is that unless you cover the bloody thing in rock, I think it tends to look a little bit awkward. case in point, really. What's the rocks make such a weird noise? Like I'm stepping on a rat or something. Don't get out of the pit. I'm just going to fix this little area up here because this is a disaster, unlike which the world has ever seen. I need to turn things off. It's kind of making my life worse. I don't think I need it, so it just makes terrain work a little difficult. If I flatten here and smooth. Okay, we're getting there, It's always going to be steep. I'm okay with steep, it just has to look less stupid, you know what I mean? That's really all I'm looking for. Just be less stupid. That's all we need. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and we'll just decorate this a little bit. Let's get some fire sticks. Love a good fire stick. Oh wait, that's in the wrong place. I want it there and there. It is the entrance, after all. Got that there. Maybe some fire sticks somewhere else? But maybe when you first get up here? I do love a fire stick, you know. Alright, buddy. Nitrosaurus going bonkers. I'm pretty happy with it, I think. I think this blends in nice enough over here. I'm going to just throw in a few more trees here. He says adding an entire bloody forest. Yeah, that blends in fine. Nice big volcano, Jurassic World sign, entrance for that. This maybe needs a little bit of decoration and stuff, yada yada yada, but it's okay. Yeah, think I'm done. The rocks look stupid, but that's fine. Yeah, I think it's a nice idea, and I think having a non-biome, if we go down here and look at the whole thing, I think having a non-biodome section is a good idea. I think that's really helped, actually. Kind of just balance the park a little bit, because the biodomes are huge, and they're shiny, and they're kind of omnipresent. So I think having that there to break it up, and this little bit over here, which won't be a volcano, I'll just do something, a little grassy knoll kind of thing. But we can still do one more biodome, so please let me know in the comment section down below what biodome you would like to see. Thank you very much for joining me. We're going to get this series done quite quickly now. Well, we'll finish it in the next week or so, because it's been about 3 months since the last Jurassic World Evolution 2 DLC, so I'm expecting something relatively soon, hopefully by the end of September. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that regard, but I don't want this to be another horror park, is what I'm trying to say, basically. I know we messed up in the past, so I'm trying to avoid that this time. And we'll get this done next week. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what you want to see in that final biodome. Give me your suggestions down below, what dinosaurs you want to see, yada yada yada. So I realised after the ending the video that I didn't really spend any time with the actual dinosaurs. They're often going to look a little funky. There's a lot of sort of weird angles and stuff in the environment, but I thought we'd spend a little bit of time with the actual dinosaurs, because that's kind of the whole blimmin' point. So following on Oloro Titans down here. What it might be worth doing is having specific areas, like slopes, that look like an area the dinosaur could actually move over. And then what you would do is put invisible fences, actual invisible fences, not even the Jurassic World Evolution 2 ones, around the steeper slopes, so that they don't... Oh, well, so I got rid of the rocks because the rocks look stupid. Have them around the steeper slopes so they don't, move up those. Because the dinosaurs just don't have any inclination to not climb up massively steep slopes because they're not in the game by default, so why would they have that AI, basically? Where are all my dinosaurs? Is the next question. Because I've set up a very dramatic camera here, and there's nothing to look at. In the shadow of the volcano, the Oloro Titans move, looking for new nesting grounds, new breeding grounds, new feeding grounds, new grounds. My favourite type of ground is the ground. It depends what kind of grinder you use, I suppose. Oh, what are you crazy kids up to? Little nuzzle. Love a little nuzzle. I do have Carnotauruses. I did go ahead and bring those in. Don't know where they are. Oh, there's one. On the banks of the volcano there, just popping out of that misty forest. It's a nice contrast between the big... It looks a bit weird from the side. I don't like this side as much, but a nice contrast between that misty forest. Look at that. That looks so good. And then that giant rearing, looming volcano in the top right. Dun 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 dun. The rocks look stupid. Do 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 do. Don't look at me like that, bucko. Yeah, I think this was the right idea, though. I'm still pretty happy about it. I mean, it does feel weird not having biodome, but we'll get used to it. I was gonna hang one just in the sky like a UFO. We'll do like a Nope thing, and it'll be the alien from Nope just hanging in the sky above us. Right, let's try to find one of these Nigosauruses. These are Oloros. Does feel a lot better over on this side, it must be said. Just because it's more bibbly bobbly, you know what I mean? I mean, how would you not know what I mean? Everyone knows what bibbly bobbly means. Let's find our Nigosauruses. Where are they? Oh, they're inside. Are they inside? They are inside the volcano. That is why I can't see the cheeky little blighters. What are you crazy kids up to? Can't be down here. I actually quite like the lights, you know, because it's funny because in a way it kind of sucks because you can tell it's not a real volcano. On the other hand, if you look at that corner there. On the other hand, given this is, you know, a man-made park and everything, it kind of makes sense that the volcano would be lit with fake lights. So it's necessarily a terrible thing that you can see them as long as we pretend that it's not meant to be a real volcano, that it is meant to be a man-made volcano in the first place. I think that's my new justification, basically. You're on top of the world. Very cool. Into the volcano. So dramatic. It's meant to be dramatic. It's meant to be dramatic. Right, there's some dinosaurs. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.